Yemenia Flight 626 was en route from Sanya to Moroni in Comoros when the aircraft crashed just before 2 o'clock in the morning on June 30th, 2009. The Airbus A310 plunged into the Indian Ocean 9 miles from shore during its approach to Prince Said Ibrahim International Airport, killing all but one sole survivor among the 153 passengers and crew members aboard. 13 hours later, a preteen girl named Bahia Bakari was found clinging to debris. She and her mother, who did not survive, had been traveling from Évry, France, to Grand Comore for her grandfather's wedding. It was a miracle that Bakari had survived, especially because she didn't know how to swim. An investigation found that the crew had entered the wrong inputs into the plane's flight control system, causing it to enter an aerodynamic stall that the aircraft couldn't recover from. Crew members had also failed to respond to the plane's multiple warning alarms leading up to the crash because they were stressed out and primarily focused on navigating. A lack of proper training and poor wind conditions also contributed to the wreck. During a civil trial against Yemenia in 2022, Bakari testified that the flight went fine right up until the preparation for landing began. The last thing she remembered before waking up in the water was feeling intense turbulence, followed by what she described as something like an electric shock going through her body. At first, Bakari could hear people around her calling for help, but it was too dark to see anyone, and she soon fell asleep while clinging to a large piece of the wreckage. When she woke up, it was daylight. She was closer to shore, but the waters were rough. With her fellow passengers no longer around, Bakari believed they had been rescued and that she had been left behind. It wasn't until she was rescued and taken to the hospital that she learned she was the only survivor. She was transported back to France on a private jet the following day and spent the next 3 weeks in the hospital, where she was visited by then-President Nicolas Sarkozy. Following the 2022 trial, Yemenia was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and ordered to compensate the families of 64 French victims.